British cars, the very mention of them stirs the soul. Just the name conjures up images, doesn't it? Images of elegance, adventure, and timeless design. We think of sleek Aston Martins, the epitome of British luxury and sophistication. Rugged Land Rovers built to conquer any terrain with ease, and those cheeky little minis full of character and charm, zipping through city streets. They're more than just cars, really. They are icons, symbols of a rich heritage. They represent a certain style, a certain panache that is uniquely British. From the leather interiors to the polished exteriors, every detail speaks of craftsmanship. But where did it all begin? How did these masterpieces come to be? How did this tiny island nation become a giant in the automotive world? The journey is as fascinating as the cars themselves. Well, buckle up, because we're going for a joyride through the history of British cars. From the early days of motoring to the golden age of British automotive engineering, from humble beginnings to periods of incredible innovation and, let's be honest, some rather bumpy roads, the story of British cars is one of passion and perseverance. It's a story of ingenuity, resilience, and a dash of that quintessential British spirit. The spirit that has driven these cars to become legends. So, put your driving gloves on and let's get started. We're about to embark on a journey through time, exploring the legacy and allure of British motoring. Now, Britain wasn't exactly first out of the gate when it came to cars. While we were perfecting the art of tea-making, those clever Germans and French were already tinkering away in their workshops. The first British car popped up in the 1890s, and let's just say it wasn't exactly a looker. It was more of a horseless carriage, really. But hey, you've got to start somewhere, right? These early British manufacturers learned a lot from their continental counterparts. They borrowed ideas, improved upon designs, and slowly but surely a distinct British car industry began to emerge. The 1930s to the 1950s. Now that was a time to be alive, especially if you were a car enthusiast. This was Britain's automotive golden age. Names like Bentley, Jaguar, and Rolls-Royce became synonymous with luxury, craftsmanship, and performance. These cars weren't just transportation, they were works of art on wheels. After the Second World War, the demand for British cars exploded. The world had an appetite for these stylish and well-built machines, and Britain was more than happy to oblige. The 1960s in Britain were all about change, about challenging conventions. And the car industry was no different. This was the decade that gave us the Mini and the Land Rover, two icons that captured the spirit of the age. The Mini, designed by the brilliant Alec Isagonis, was small, affordable, and incredibly fun to drive. It became a symbol of youthful rebellion and urban cool. Meanwhile, the Land Rover continued its go-anywhere, do-anything mission, proving its worth in the most challenging terrains around the world. It became a favorite of adventurers, farmers, and even the Queen herself. Section 5, a bumpy road strikes and rising competition. The 1970s and 80s were a bit of a reality check for the British car industry. Labor strikes, economic downturns, and fierce competition, particularly from Japan, put the brakes on the good times. The once thriving industry faced numerous challenges that seemed to come all at once. British car makers struggled to keep up with the more efficient and reliable Japanese imports. The Japanese manufacturers were not only producing cars at a faster rate, but also at a higher quality. Quality control issues plagued some British brands, leading to frequent breakdowns and a loss of consumer trust. Their image took a bit of a beating. Advertisements that once boasted of British engineering excellence now seemed hollow. It was a tough time, no doubt about it. Showrooms that were once bustling with eager buyers now stood empty, a stark reminder of the industry's decline. But as they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. The industry began to reflect on its past mistakes and sought ways to innovate and improve. And the British car industry, much like a classic car in need of restoration, was about to get a new lease on life. Efforts were made to restore the reputation of British cars, focusing on quality and reliability. With renewed vigor and a commitment to excellence, the industry began to see a resurgence. Modern factories were built and new models were introduced, signaling a hopeful future for British car makers. Section 6. Foreign Reinforcements, a New Era of Prosperity. The 1990s saw a resurgence of the British car industry, thanks in part to some strategic foreign investment. German car giants like BMW and Volkswagen saw the potential in these struggling British brands and breathed new life into them. BMW took the reins at Rolls-Royce and Mini, while Volkswagen acquired Bentley. They brought in their engineering expertise, improved production processes, and restored the tarnished image of these iconic marks. This influx of foreign investment wasn't just about saving struggling brands, it was about recognizing the inherent value and potential that still existed within the British car industry. Section 7, the Jaguar roars again, luxury redefined. One of the most remarkable comebacks in the British car industry has been that of Jaguar. Once known for their luxurious but somewhat unreliable cars, Jaguar, under the stewardship of Ford and later Tata Motors, has undergone a remarkable transformation. Today's Jaguars are a potent blend of British design flair and cutting-edge technology. They're luxurious, powerful, and yes, even reliable. The F-Type sports car, for example, has been hailed as one of the most beautiful and capable cars on the market. Jaguar's resurgence proves that British car making, at its heart, is about passion, craftsmanship, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Section 8, Land Rover, conquering terrain and markets. Land Rover, the maker of those go-anywhere, do-anything vehicles, has also gone from strength to strength. Owned by Tata Motors, Land Rover has expanded its lineup, offering everything from luxurious SUVs to hardcore off-roaders. The iconic Defender, after a brief hiatus, has been reborn for the 21st century, retaining its rugged capability while adding a healthy dose of modern technology and comfort. From the urban jungle to the Amazon rainforest, Land Rovers continue to be the vehicle of choice for those who demand the ultimate in capability and adventure. Section 9, Mini small package, huge impact. And what about the Mini? Well, under BMW's ownership, the Mini has become a global icon, a symbol of urban cool and driving fun. It's retained its small footprint and go-kart-like handling while offering a level of quality and refinement that would have been unimaginable in the 1960s. The Mini Cooper in particular has become a cult classic, beloved by driving enthusiasts for its playful handling and retro-modern styling. From a fuel-efficient city car to a fire-breathing hot hatch, the Mini proves that you don't need a big car to make a big impact. Section 10. Embracing the future, sustainability and electrification. Like every other car maker in the world, British brands are facing the challenges of sustainability and electrification, but rather than shying away from these challenges, they're embracing them head-on. Jaguar, for example, has pledged to become an all-electric brand by 2025. Aston Martin is developing hybrid and electric supercars, and even Land Rover, known for its gas-guzzling off-roaders, is offering hybrid and plug-in hybrid options. This commitment to sustainability is not just about following trends, it's about shaping the future of mobility while staying true to the core values of British car-making innovation, craftsmanship, and a passion for driving. Section 11. The enduring legacy of British cars. So, there you have it. The British car industry has a rich and storied history that spans over a century. The story of the British car industry is one of highs and lows, of innovation and adaptation, of style and substance. From the early days of handcrafted vehicles to the mass production era, British cars have always stood out. From those early, humble beginnings, where every car was a labor of love, to the sleek, sophisticated machines of today, British cars have evolved tremendously. British cars have always had a certain something, a unique charm that sets them apart from the rest. A certain je ne sais quoi. This allure is not just about the exterior design, but also the meticulous attention to detail in the interiors. They're not just cars, they're statements. They represent a blend of tradition and modernity, a testament to British craftsmanship. They're reflections of British ingenuity, creativity, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Creativity, and a love affair with the open road. British cars have always been about more than just getting from point A to point B. They are about the journey itself. And as we move into a new era of mobility, one that is increasingly defined by sustainability and technological advancements, one defined by sustainability and electrification, British car makers are not just keeping up, they are leading the way. You can be sure that British car makers will be at the forefront, pushing the boundaries of what is possible, leading the charge with their own unique blend of style, innovation, and that inimitable British spirit. The future looks bright for British cars, as they continue to captivate and inspire. Innovation, and that inimitable British spirit. The legacy of British cars is enduring, and it will continue to evolve, adapt, and inspire for generations to come.